Good morning, students. This is your OC lecture, Beena Raikar. We have already started with the online lectures, and today my topic is Frederick Taylor's Scientific Management Theory. We have already studied the Fayol's 14 Principles of Management, and today I am going to explain to you Taylor's principles. Taylor was an American who started his career as a machinist in Midvale Steelworks, Philadelphia, and gradually through his hard work and progress rose to the position of chief engineer. He introduced his observations and experiments based on scientific data. Taylor's approach towards management is termed as scientific management. For this contribution in development of management thoughts, he is known as father of scientific management. And earlier, if you remember, Fayol is called as the father of management, of modern management, and Taylor is called as the father of scientific management. Now let's start with the principles of scientific management. The first principle is it is science, not rule of thumb. Second, harmony, not discord. Third, mental revolution. Fourth, cooperation, not individualism. Fifth, division of responsibility. Sixth, development of employer and employees for greater efficiency and maximum prosperity. Let's see what the first principle says. The first principle is science, not rule of thumb. In order to increase organization efficiency, the rule of thumb method should be substituted with the methods developed through scientific analysis of work. Rule of thumb decisions are based on personal judgments of the manager. It is a general accepted guideline, policy, or method of doing something based on practice rather than facts. This principle is concerned with selecting the best way of performing a job after scientific analysis of that job. This will help in saving time and human energy and will result into expected standard output. Okay children, so we don't have a rule of thumb over here. What here we have is scientific analysis of the job. The second principle is harmony, not discord. According to this principle, there should be harmony between the employees and the management. It will help in minimizing conflicts between them. Perfect understanding between employees and management will be helpful in creating healthy work environment for achieving the desired goal, and that is success. Organizations should think about maximum prosperity of employees too. And if the management thinks about the employees, naturally there will be an harmony between employees and management because it will create a healthy working atmosphere. The third principle is mental revolution. Mental revolution is a change in thinking both on the part of management and workers. Success of implementation of scientific management depends on mental revolution of management and workers both as to their duty to cooperate in producing the largest possible surplus and to the necessity. This principle focuses on change in the attitude of employees and management towards each other. Both should realize their equal importance in the organization. They should give full cooperation for achieving goals of the organization. Only then will the productivity and the profits increase if the changes are there in their attitude towards each other. The next principle is cooperation, not individualism. This principle emphasizes a mutual cooperation between workforce, that is employees and management. Due to cooperation, trust, team spirit, etc., internal competition will turn into healthy working environment. Management should always consider the suggestions given by employees in decision-making process. Employees should be treated as an integral part of organization in all respect. At the same time, employees should resist themselves from going on strikes and making unnecessary demands from management. They should treat each other as two pillars of organization. The fifth one is division of responsibility. Proper division of work should always be accompanied with division of responsibilities between the managers and employees. Major planning is done by the top and middle level management authorities, whereby employees are concentrating on its execution. The reporting is done as per the instructions given by their superiors. Managers should always help, encourage, and guide the employees. It helps for better performance of managers as well as employees. The last one is development of employer and employees for greater efficiency and maximum prosperity. Best performance of any organization always depends on skills and capabilities of its employees to a great extent. Providing training and development programs to the employees is essential. It affects the profitability of the organization. Each employee should be given proper opportunity to attain greater efficiency and maximum prosperity. So I have already explained to you the 6 points. Let's revise the 6 principles of scientific management. First, science, not rule of thumb. Second, harmony, not discord. Third, mental revolution. Fourth, cooperation, not individualism. Fifth, division of responsibility. Sixth, development of employer and employees for greater efficiency and maximum prosperity. Thank you, students.